Welcome to English Now Easy podcast, where learning English is fun and easy.
Welcome to English Now Easy. We are so glad you decided to spend some time with us today.
We really are.
We're focusing on a topic that I think often feels a lot more complicated than it actually is.
For sure. Talking about the future in English.
Exactly.
And whether you're a longtime listener or, maybe this is your very first time joining us, we just want to say a really warm welcome.
Yeah.
Our goal here is always to take these big grammar ideas and just break them down into simple, usable pieces.
And today, we're going right to the heart of everyday conversation. I mean, how do you talk about what you're doing tomorrow?
Or next week or next year.
Right. How do you communicate your plans, your promises, your sudden decisions? For a lot of learners, choosing between will and going to and all the others can feel like, I don't know, like guesswork.
And we want to erase that guesswork completely. This deep dive is all about showing you the simple internal logic. You don't need to memorize a long, complicated list of grammar rules.
Absolutely not. The complexity you might see in English grammar, well, it isn't there to trick you. It's actually there to give you options.
Options to express these little shades of meaning.
Yes. Specifically, the intention and the certainty behind what you're going to do.
So our mission today is very clear. We are going to explore this core system. And by the end of this, you will understand exactly when to use each form.
So you can talk about your future, big or small, with complete confidence.
And sound natural doing it.
Let's unpack this system.
Let's do it.
So let's start with a big idea. Why does English even have more than one way to talk about the future? I mean, in a lot of languages, you just change the verb ending, right?
Yeah. Or add a little word and you're done.
So why all the fuss in English?
Well, the short answer is that English really cares about the difference between something you've already planned
Okay.
and an idea you just had right now. A spontaneous action.
So that's the key. The crucial difference depends on how and, more importantly, when you made the decision.
That's it. That is the core takeaway. It's not about how far in the future the event is. It could be in 1 minute or in 10 years.
It's about the timeline of the decision itself.
Precisely. So we have two main players in this game. There's the longer phrase, going to,
Right.
and then there's the short, fast word, will.
Okay.
If you made the decision in the past, even if that past was just 2 minutes ago, you use one form. If the decision is a spontaneous choice you're making right now, as you speak, you use the other.
It's a logic system.
Yeah.
Not just random rules.
Exactly.
And I guess once you understand that split between planned and spontaneous, the other ways of talking about the future just sort of fall in place.
They do. They're basically variations on those two main themes.
Okay.
So to keep it simple for everyone listening, we're going to tackle 4 essential ways to talk about the future today.
Okay, what's number 1?
Number 1, plans and intentions. Things you decided to do earlier. This is our foundation.
Got it. And number 2?
Number 2 will be those quick decisions, those sudden ideas, and also promises that you make right in the moment.
Okay, and number 3 is about how people really talk, right?
Yeah, number 3 is how native speakers talk quickly, the informal, natural sound you hear all the time.
And what's the last one?
And number 4, those fixed schedules.
Mm-hmm.
Appointments, arrangements, things that are almost 100% certain to happen.
Once you get these 4 ways of talking, you'll start to think more like a fluent speaker. You'll stop trying to memorize rules and just focus on expressing what you actually mean.
That's the goal.
Okay, let's start with the most common one for plans. Going to.
Yeah.
If you're organizing your life, this is your go-to phrase.
It really is. When you use going to, you're sending a signal to the listener. You're saying, this is an intention I have, or this is a plan I organized before right now.
The decision is already made. It's settled.
Mm-hmm. Think of it like you've already put it on your calendar. It's decided.
So if I ask you, what are you doing this weekend? And you say, I am going to play tennis with my brother.
Yes.
That tells me you already talked to your brother. Maybe you booked the court. The plan was made before I asked the question.
Exactly. The decision lives in the past. It suggests there was some thought, some preparation. It's the verbal way of saying, this isn't a surprise idea I just had.
And it works for big life plans too, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's perfect for that. If someone asks about your goals, you might say, I'm going to buy a new house someday.
Or, I am going to learn to code next year.
Yes, these are organized intentions. They show you've thought about your future.
You know, some beginners struggle with the structure. It's am, or is, or are, plus going to, plus a verb. That's a lot of words.
It is, but there's a logic to it. That first part, am, is, are. That's the present tense. It means the intention is happening right now in the present.
Ah, okay.
And the going to part just points that intention towards a future action. So you're literally saying, I am right now planning to do something later.
That actually makes so much sense. It grounds the plan in a present commitment.
It does. It makes it feel solid.
Let's think of some more daily examples. What about, say, health goals?
Perfect. So instead of just saying, I will eat more salad, which sounds like a sudden idea,
Right.
if you say, I'm going to eat more salad this week, it suggests something more. It suggests you've already bought the lettuce or you looked up some recipes. The plan is organized.
Or something even more immediate, like I look at the lunch I pack this morning. I know what's in there. I can say to my colleague, I am going to eat my sandwich at 1 o'clock.
Yes, because the intention was set when you made it.
Okay, there's another use for this one that can be tricky. Predictions.
Yes. This is a big one. You use going to for predictions that are based on present evidence.
Evidence you can see right now.
Exactly. So if you look outside and the sky is full of enormous black clouds, you don't say, I think it will rain. You look at the evidence and you say,
It is going to rain.
right. Because the evidence, the clouds, shows that the rain plan is already in motion. The future is almost inevitable based on what you see now.
That's a really important distinction.
Yeah.
We'll need to remember that when we talk about will.
We will. But for now, just remember, if you can point to something right now that proves the future event, use going to.
Let's do a little practice for our listeners. This is foreshadowing. So just repeat these lines. Try to feel the rhythm of a pre-made plan. Nice and slow. Ready? I'm going to visit my family.
She's going to start a new course.
They're going to relax this weekend.
And really, if you're ever unsure which form to use, especially as a beginner, going to is a very safe choice for any kind of plan. It clearly shows you have an intention.
Okay, so now we shift gears completely. If going to is about plans from the past.
Will is all about decisions made in the present.
Right. It's short, it's fast, and it's spontaneous.
Will is the grammar of the instant decision. It tells the listener that your thought process and your choice happen at the exact same time as you're speaking. There was no prior planning. Zero.
I think the classic example is the phone ringing, right? The phone rings in the office.
Yeah.
You didn't plan to answer it, but you decide right then and there.
Oh, I will get it. Or even faster, I'll get it.
Right. If you said, I am going to get it, it would sound strange, like you knew it was going to ring.
Exactly. Will communicates that spontaneity. And that speed makes will the perfect tool for its second major function, offers and promises.
Ah, yes. Because an offer is an immediate decision to help.
It is. You see someone struggling with a heavy box. You don't think about it. You just say, I will help you with that.
Or you're ending a phone call with a friend.
Yeah.
You make a promise for the future right in that moment. I will call you later.
And we almost always use the contraction I'll for this. It makes it sound softer, faster, more natural.
I'll help you.
I'll bring the cake.
I'll be there.
And this leads us to the third, very practical use, ordering food in a restaurant.
Ah, yes. The waiter comes to your table. You scan the menu. You decide right then.
And you say, I'll have the spaghetti. Or, I will have the salad.
You would never say, I'm gonna have the spaghetti.
Well, not unless you had been dreaming about that specific spaghetti all day long before you even got to the restaurant.
That makes the contrast so clear. But what about predictions? We said going to is for predictions with evidence.
Right. So will handles the other kind of prediction. This is for general predictions based on your opinion or a belief or just a guess.
No evidence.
No present evidence. So you might say, I think it will be sunny tomorrow. It's just your opinion.
Not like the black clouds.
Exactly. With the black clouds, you have evidence. It is going to rain. If you're just guessing about the weather next week, you'd say, I think it will be warm.
That little phrase, I think, is a huge clue that you probably need to use will.
It's a very big clue. Or if you want to encourage a friend who's nervous about something.
Like a job interview.
Perfect. You'd say, don't worry, you will do great.
Yeah.
It's a prediction based on your belief in them, not on, visible facts.
Got it. So will covers a lot. Quick decisions, offers, promises, opinions.
And one more. Inevitable facts. Things that are certain to happen but aren't anyone's plan. Like, the sun will rise at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
It's a universal certainty.
Exactly. So will is this really versatile quick response tool.
Let's practice the sound, focusing on that contraction. Oh. It's so important for sounding smooth. Repeat these after us.
I'll help you.
I'll call you later.
I'll have the salad.
I'll answer the phone.
Great.
So we've covered the planned future, which is going to, and the spontaneous future, which is will. Now let's get into the reality of how these words actually sound.
Yes. When people are talking at a natural speed, let's talk about gonna.
Gonna, it's not a real word, but you hear it everywhere.
It's everywhere, and understanding it is so critical for listening and for sounding fluent. It's simply the relaxed spoken form of going to.
The difference in the sound is huge.
Yeah.
To say, I am going to go home,
Mm-hmm.
you have to pronounce 3 separate sounds. Going, to, go. But when we talk fast, our mouths get efficient.
They get a bit lazy in a good way. Those sounds just melt together. The stress on to disappears, and you get, I'm gonna go home.
It's not lazy, it's conversational physics.
I like that. It helps the rhythm of the conversation. If you said going to perfectly every single time in a casual chat, you'd sound a little robotic.
A bit formal.
Yeah, a bit too formal.
So when you hear gonna, your brain should just instantly hear informal plan.
Exactly. So if you're talking with friends about the weekend, you'd say, I'm going to rest today, or we're going to watch a movie. It just feels smoother, friendlier.
But there's a huge warning here.
A very critical warning.
The register. Where you can use gonna and where you absolutely cannot.
The rule is simple, and it's ironclad. Gonna is for speaking only.
Never ever write gonna in formal communication.
Not in an email to your boss, not in a school essay, not on a job application. In writing, you must always use I am going to.
I remember I made that mistake once. I wrote gonna in a note, and my teacher circled it in bright red ink.
Oh, that's such a common experience for learners. It's the difference between casual spoken English and formal written English.
And mastering that difference, knowing when to use the clear, correct going to and when to switch to the natural, fast gonna is a real sign of fluency.
It really is.
Let's practice that sound. Listen to how going to just dissolves into goa. Try to repeat these naturally. I'm going to rest today.
We're going to watch a movie.
I'm going to play tennis.
Just recognizing that sound will make your listening so much better. And using it will make your speaking sound much more natural.
Okay, so we've done past decisions with going to, present decisions with will, and the spoken shortcut, gonna. Now for our final structure.
And this is the one that often confuses people because we use a present tense to talk about the future.
The present continuous.
That's the one.
So why do we say I am working tomorrow instead of I will work or I am going to work?
It's all about the level of certainty. This form is for fixed arrangements, appointments, scheduled meetings. things that are definite.
Things that usually involve another person, or a ticket, or a reservation.
Exactly. It signals the highest level of certainty we've talked about. If I say, I am flying to New York on Friday, what does that imply?
It implies you have a ticket. The flight time is confirmed. The plan is, like, 100% happening.
It's locked in. The reason this tense works is because the arrangements for the future event are already happening or complete in the present. You didn't just decide to fly, you bought the ticket.
The arrangements are fixed. This makes it sound very professional, too.
It does. For example, I am having dinner with my boss tonight. That sounds so much more formal and fixed than I'm going to have dinner with my boss.
The second one sounds like a more flexible plan. The first one sounds like it's in your calendar.
Let's compare it directly with going to. If I say, I am going to meet my friend this week.
That's pretty flexible. You haven't set a time yet.
Right, it's just an intention. But if I say, I am meeting my friend at 5 p.m. tomorrow.
That's a fixed appointment. It's agreed. It's locked in.
We use this all the time for our calendars. I am taking my exam on Tuesday.
We are leaving for vacation right after work.
These are all concrete, certain arrangements.
So for our listeners, if you want to sound a little more advanced, using the present continuous for your fixed appointments is a great way to do it.
It really shows you understand the nuance. And of course, you still need those time words like tomorrow, next week, tonight, to make it clear you're talking about the future.
Okay, let's do a final shadowing practice for these fixed arrangements. Feel the certainty in these sentences.
I'm meeting my friend tomorrow.
I'm working late tonight.
She's starting her new job next Monday.
Okay, now that we have all four tools going for plans, will for spontaneous decisions, going for casual speech, and present continuous for fixed arrangements, it's time to practice.
Yes. This is where it all comes together. We're going to give you some scenarios, and we want you to pause and think which form is the best one here, and more importantly, why.
Ready. Let's start with the big one. Planned versus spontaneous. Scenario 1. You're in a restaurant, looking at the menu. You see lasagna. You think, I'll have that. You close the menu. A minute later, your friend asks, what are you getting? What do you say?
You should say, I am going to get the lasagna.
Why?
Because the decision is now in the past. You made it a minute ago. It's now a settled plan.
Even though it's the very near future, the decision is made.
Exactly.
Okay, scenario 2. The waiter comes up to your table right as you open the menu. You haven't had time to think. You quickly look down, point at the first thing you see, and you say to the waiter, what?
You'd say, I will have the soup. Or more naturally, I'll have the soup.
Because the decision is happening right now. It's spontaneous.
The quickness of will matches the quickness of the choice.
Okay, next comparison. Predictions? Evidence versus opinion. This is a good one. Scenario 3. You're outside. The wind is howling. The sky is turning a scary dark gray. You say to your friend, hurry up. It'd be a terrible storm.
The answer has to be, it is going to be a terrible storm.
And the reason is?
You have clear, visible evidence. The wind, the sky, the storm is already on its way.
Got it. Okay, scenario 4. You're talking about a movie that comes out next year. You're just guessing based on the actors. You say, I think that movie would be a huge hit.
Since it's just your opinion, your guess, you use will. I think that movie will be a huge hit.
That phrase, I think, is our big clue again.
It really is.
Okay, final comparison. Flexible intention versus a fixed arrangement.
Let's do it.
Scenario 5. You're talking about your career. You haven't signed up for anything, but you have a goal. You say, this year, I take a course on public speaking.
That's a personal goal and intention. It's not locked in yet. So going to is perfect. I am going to take a course.
Right. Now, scenario 6. You're telling your boss about your schedule for next week. You have already registered and paid for the course. You say, just so you know, I attending a public speaking workshop on Wednesday.
That is a fixed appointment. It's on the calendar. It involves an external company.
So you use
the present continuous. I am attending the workshop on Wednesday. It shows it's a firm, organized plan.
Fantastic. If you felt good about those examples, you are really on your way. You should try pausing right now and just saying your own plans for this week out loud.
That's a great idea. Run through your calendar. What's a fixed appointment? Use present continuous. What's a flexible plan? Use going to. Are you making an offer to help someone today? Use will. That practice is what builds real confidence.
This has been a really thorough deep dive. We've moved beyond just memorizing rules and really look at the logic behind it all.
It really just comes down to the timeline of the decision and how certain you are. English grammar is a tool to express your intention.
So to everyone listening, please feel encouraged. Talking about the future shouldn't be scary, it should be empowering. It's how you talk about your life.
And please remember, making mistakes is a normal part of learning. If you use will when you should have used going to, people will still understand you. Communication still happens.
The key is just to practice. Start using the contractions. Oh, you're going in small daily chats. Notice how it feels.
And listen for it. When you watch movies or listen to music, pay attention. When does someone say will? When do they say going to? You'll start to hear these patterns everywhere.
We would absolutely love to hear your future plans. Use one of the structures we learned today and tell us one thing you are going to do this week in the comments.
Yes, please do. And if this deep dive helped you, please make sure you subscribe to English Now Easy.
And hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next lesson.
Thank you so much for joining us today and for exploring the future with us.
We hope this helps you speak about your dreams and your plans with a lot more confidence.
Have a wonderful future, everyone.
Goodbye for now.